that successful people are extremely generous. They're generous with their time, they're generous with their knowledge, they're of service, they're service minded individuals. And they're not there with their hand out going, what do I get? What do I get? What do I get? They're focused on the giving. And successful people are always focused on the giving. They're focused on how can they serve others, how they can bring greater value to another. And they do it without any expectation of anything in return. All right, that's another characteristic. Maybe you're like that already. And if you are, that's a wonderful way to be. As you very likely know, or you may not know, I tend to work with a lot of entrepreneurs. I work with authors as well. And many times I'm asked the question, how much do I give away? How much content do I give away? You see, the truth is, and it's a very fundamental marketing practice, is that people will want to do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. How do they get to know you, like you, and trust you? They get to know you, like you, and trust you by you being generous with your experience, with your understanding, with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with your strategies, with your tools. That's how they get to know how generous you are. And I believe that it's not possible to be overly generous. You can be generous, but have that be an experience in your heart that you feel really good about, that you're doing it from a place of love, from a place of giving. And that is such a wonderful attitude as well. So generous people are successful people. The next one is successful people, behavior that they're involved in is they take action, but they act in spite of not knowing how everything's going to fall into place. In other words, they act in faith. They recognize that you don't have to know how you're going to accomplish or achieve the goals, especially those stretch goals that you set for yourself, and they go for it anyway. They understand in order to manifest, you must have faith. So essentially, what they're doing is they're taking action because they have faith. All right, that's another behavior of successful people. And I suspect as you're hearing this as well, you can relate to different experiences you may have had in your life, or you made a decision, it might have felt uncomfortable. It may have been a decision where you've stretched yourself, and yet you did it anyway because you felt that great sense of knowing that it was a necessary behavior to be involved in order to produce great results. I love this quote. This quote is, faith is the ability to see the invisible, to believe in the incredible, and that is what enables believers to receive what the masses say is impossible. And that's why when we look at these wildly successful people, people have accomplished things where others probably thought that there was no way they were ever going to do that, but they did it anyway because they had the faith. The next one is that they're not only taking action in faith, but it's consistent action. Every day they're getting up, they have their list of all the things that they're going to do that day, which are action items that are going to lead them to the outcome that they desire. Now, there is a story in Think and Grow Rich about an individual who was a productivity expert. And he went into a company, was hired to go into this company to help the staff, the employees become more productive. And what he suggested to them was to create lists of the 6 things that you're going to accomplish every single day. And that when you look at your list, you do it the night before, and you create your list the night before, and then in the morning you look at your list and you work on item 1 first. It's the priority item. And you check it off once you've accomplished it. And then from there, you move to item 2, you move to item 3. And that act alone significantly improved productivity in that company. And so the consultant ended up being compensated based on what it was worth, the value that it brought into the organization. And so what that really speaks to is constant action, that you're consistently doing things that are taking you in the direction of where you desire to go. So are you someone who's been taking constant action? And if not, maybe today is a great day to start. Another behavior of successful people is that as they're going along, excuse me, doing certain things, moving in the direction of their goal, and if they find that they're moving in a direction that they're not loving anymore, They adjust. So successful people adjust when they feel it's needed. Sometimes they get indications or information that gives them an understanding that they need to adjust, and therefore they make the decision and they adjust. It's like what my wonderful client and friend Neil Donna Walsh says: if you're going in a direction and you don't like where you're going, change direction. Very simple. It's a simple way of doing that. Okay.